ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते। तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। मूकं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघायते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरु दीनतारिणम्। Okay, Hare Krishna, welcome back to the Bhagavad Gita study group. Thank you all for joining. Okay, please repeat after me. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So we ended chapter 11 with Krishna saying, whatever you do, do it for me. Mat karma krin, mat paramo. Look at the last verse of the 11th chapter. Right? For those of you who missed the revision also, look at the last verse of the 11th chapter. Mat karma krin. Karm kiske liye karo? Mere liye karo. So whatever you do it for me. Mat paramo. Understand that I am param, the supreme most. Always keep in mind, Ishvara Parama Krishna. Mat bhakta. Kya karo? Meri bhakti karo. Simple. Sanga varjitaha. Give up all sang that takes you away from me. Okay, clear instruction. When things start taking you away from your spiritual growth, it is an indication that we need to drop them. Nirvaira sarvabhuteshu. सर्वभूतेषु, अपने आसपास जो भी है उससे वैरीपना मत रखो. Don't have enmity or envy towards anybody. If you do this much, yah samam eti pandava, you will certainly come to me, my dear Arjun. Right? Such a clear, loud message. And, we all start thinking, कि अरे वाह, कितना simple है ये सब. But Arjun is Arjun. Arjun still has a question. And remember, the 4th chapter में Krishna himself has said कि especially in your spiritual life, if you have any question, however simple, however unimportant we may think it is, but we must ask our questions. Tad vidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya. So Krishna himself has said that when we approach a guru, if we are able to ask all our questions, right, then our growth would be better. And so Arjun apna haath upar karta hai, Krishna, I have a prashna. Right? So the 12th chapter starts with Arjun's prashna, Arjun's question. Atha dvadashodhyayah Arjuna uvacha evam satatayukta ye bhaktas tvam paryupasate ये चाप्यक्षरम् अव्यक्तम् तेषां के योगवित्तमाः.
Arjuna inquired, which are considered to be more perfect, those who are always properly engaged in your devotional service, or those who worship the impersonal Brahman, the unmanifested?
Wonderful. I don't think that this really creates a question for us, because we all accept Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, more or less. But this is a very important section that we need to be aware of. Okay? If we look at it carefully, Krishna has given us so many different ways to see him, right? So many different ways to perceive him. Chapter 7 say he started. He told us, ki look around and you will see me everywhere. Rasoham apsu kaunteya. And you drink water and you go, Vah Krishna. Then what did he say? Prabhasmi shashi surya yoho. When you see the moon or the sun, Vah Krishna. Pranava sarva vedeshu. When you hear Omkar, when you hear chanting, Vah Krishna. Right? When you see exceptional qualities in man, Paurusham Rishu, you say, Vah Krishna. He said, I am the intelligence of the intelligent. I am the strength of the strong. So many ways he gave us to perceive him everywhere. Now, please understand this point very carefully. Okay? When I taste water and I think of Krishna, I am drinking water and I go, Vah Krishna. Then I am a personalist, because that taste of water is helping me to remember my God, who is a person. Clear? But when I taste water and I pray to the water, ki water, you're so great, water, you sustain my life, right? I don't look at water as an energy of God, but I thank water for its own qualities without any connection to the source. Then I'm an impersonalist. I'm not accepting the person behind the energy. I like the energy, I'm not acknowledging the energetic. Right? So we all know people, when they pray to Surya Bhagwanji, Vah Surya Bhagwanji, your Prabha, your Tej, it comes from Krishna, your Krishna's energy. Then Vah, personalist. But when they pray to Surya Bhagwanji, thank you for giving us light, thank you for this energy, thank you for this warmth, thank you for making life possible. Right? Surya Bhagwanji, you are the greatest. Then that is not having a connection to the Supreme Lord. That person is an impersonalist. Okay? In the 10th chapter, Krishna gave us a very lamba chauda list of his opulence, right? He gave us 82 vibhutis. Ganga मैं हूँ, हिमालय मैं हूँ, बृहस्पति हो या शुक्राचार्य हो, दोनों मैं हूँ, ब्रह्मा, शिवजी, कार्तिकेय, what else? Narad, Chitrarath, Kapil Muni, everything, right? I am that. I am Airavat, I am the majestic lion, I am Garud, I am even Vasudev and Dhananjay, right? I am Vasudev and I am you, Dhananjay, Arjun. I am Vyasadev. So basically, even in the 10th chapter, Krishna said ki bhai, tu jidhar dekhega, you will definitely be able to think of me. And then to make it even simpler, in the 11th chapter, Arjun wanted to see Vishwaroop. So Krishna gives him Divya Chakshu and says, Nana Vidhani Divyani, Nana Varnakrutini cha. Come Arjun, see all Varna, all Akruti in my universal form. Right? And in that universal form, Arjun saw. He saw Brahmaji, he saw the Rudras, he saw the Adityas, he saw the Ashwini Kumars, the Maruts, the Gandharvas, the Yakshas. He saw everyone. And then, of course, when he saw the Kala Roop, right, the Ugra Roop, he even saw all the Kauravas going into that Vishwarupa mouth. Then he saw everyone else from his army also going in. And then Arjun was overwhelmed and he said, Ki bas bahut ho gaya, Krishna. Please hide this universal form. Just show me your beautiful four-handed form with Shankha, Chakra, Gada and Padma. And then please just show me your two-handed form. So from the 7th chapter right up till the 11th chapter, Arjun has literally seen Krishna in every possible form. And Arjun is completely convinced that Krishna is the Supreme Lord himself. But he's thinking, wait, I have so many friends. And I know that they perceive Krishna in different ways, but what they do is they don't really go up till the energetic. They worship trees, they worship the sun, they worship the moon, they worship Ganga, they worship the mountain, but they do it with no connection to God. Right? They do not worship the tree as a form of God. No, they worship that tree for the tree itself. Okay? So when I say ki Surya ki kirne is what sustains me, so I will pray to Surya and Surya ki kirne. Right? That is worship of Brahman. I see things around me and I worship them for what they are. Not because I think of them as an opulence of the Lord. Right? So when I drink water and go, Vah Pani, not Vah Krishna. I'm worshipping the Pani, I'm an impersonalist. If I worship Krishna, I'm a personalist. But in chapter 10, Krishna had very clearly said, Mama Teja Ausha Sambhavan. Everything that you see opulent and great and wonderful in this world is a fraction of my opulence. But what's happening? We do see people who see a beautiful painting, right? And say, oh my God, this painting is so wonderful. I love this painting. Kya baat hai? I've never seen a painting this good. I worship the painting. I don't acknowledge the painter. Right? So the artist, the energetic, when we get him in the picture, then we are personalists. When we do not refer to the artist and we only look at the art, then we are Brahman Upasak. We are impersonalists. Okay? So, it is Krishna when we relish in the mood of a devotee. Otherwise, it is Brahman. Okay? So, just look at that verse. What Arjuna is saying is, Evam satata yuktaye. There are people who are properly engaged in worship. Bhaktas tvam paryupasate. They are doing your bhakti. That is one section of people. But then there are other people जो अक्षरम अव्यक्तम उनकी पूजा करते हैं. That which is avyakta, which does not have a form. Right? So Krishna, out of these two, who is more perfect? First group accepts Krishna as the supreme and they're always properly engaged in his devotional service. Right? They see everything in connection with Krishna. They clearly understand Ishwarah Parama Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha Anadir Adir Govinda Sarvakarana Karanam. Right? They know ki Krishna has no beginning, but he is the origin of everything. He is the cause of everything. And then they very clearly know ki Krishna ka roop, right? That when you think you're a personalist, then you start dhire dhire understanding that beautiful sundar sa savla kale rang savla rang wala kale ghane balo wala, right? That beautiful Krishna with lotus like eyes, a very naughty smile, wearing pitambar rang ki dhoti, right? He wears a vanmala, ekdam fresh forest flowers ka haar, right? Then he's got Kaustubh Mani, he's got Srivatsa, he's got that peacock feather on his head, right? He's got beautiful anklets. He's got, Makar shaped wala earrings, right? So when we're personalists, detail mein we start worshipping this beautiful Tribhanga, this Sham Sundar. Correct? Then we are personalists. The other group, the Jnanis, they are meditating on Brahman, which is Akshar and Avyakta. Akshar, jo kabhi khatam nahi hoga, which is also God. But Avyakta, which does not have a form. Right? He who does not have a personal form is Avyakta. God exists everywhere. We all know God exists everywhere. But to think this person cannot take a form is just Brahman Upasak. Please remember, God can be Vyakta or Avyakta as per his desire. Right? But if I believe that God is only Avyakta, when I meditate on a void, when I meditate on a red light, when I do Soham chanting, right? That means I'm believing that God does not have a personal form. And so I'm meditating on the void. So I'm a impersonalist. Jnani. Bhakta is somebody who meditates on the personal form of God. Jnani is one who meditates on Brahma Jyotir. Okay? So again, those who believe that God has a form like a person, they accept Krishna as the supreme personality of Godhead. Personality, which means they believe that he is a person. These are bhakta. Those people who believe that God does not have a form, they are called impersonalists, jnanis. So in this verse, Arjun is asking Krishna, ki bhai, you only please clarify ki whose situation is better, bhakta or jnani. Are we clear? Right? I actually want to do a little more about how a bhakta relates to God, so that we start understanding ki yes, this is my position. Okay? So what does a bhakta do? A devotee, who is a devotee, right? A devotee is a person who engages all his energy in the service of Krishna. And when he talks of Krishna, Bhagwan, he focuses on 4 aspects. Nama, Rupa, Guna, Leela. Nam, Rup, Guna, Leela. Nam. Please remember, Krishna has never restricted us to one Nam. Right? He says, worship me with whatever Nam you like. Nam Nam Akari Bahudha Nija Sarva Shaktis. सारे नाम में पूरी की पूरी शक्ति डाली हुई है. Right? So whether I say Krishna or Ram or Narsimha or Vishnu or Govinda. Right? Yesterday I was in Pandharpur. Oh my God, what beautiful Vitthal darshan. So God says, you say Jai Hari Vitthal or you say Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Doesn't matter. But take my Naam. Then when we say Roop, right? One of my favorite aspects. I just think Krishna, sabko akarshan karne wala is Krishna. Right? I mean, he's so beautiful. He's so attractive. Right? I mean, shamelessly, like most of us, I like beauty. I like beautiful people. Right? For the longest time, I mean, I think Aishwarya Rai, Shushmita Sen, downright gorgeous. Right? And then you read कि Krishna says कि यार ये सब तो मेरे छोटे से अंश है. Then you start thinking कि imagine how gorgeous he must be. Right? And then you read Brahma Samhita. Okay, I'm going to share these verses because when you have time, I want you to read, pick up these things, to experience instant bliss. तुमको जो 2 कैरेट का डायमंड जो ब्लिस देगा ना, उससे ज्यादा आई प्रॉमिस यू दीज वर्सेस विल गिव यू ब्लिस. राइट? ब्रह्म संहिता का वेणुं क्वणन्तमरविन्द दलायताक्षं बर्हावतं समसिताम्बुध सुन्दराङ्गं कन्दर्पकोटिकमनीय विशेषशोभं गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि. Who is the Govind that I am offering my bhajami, my worship to? Venum Kvanantam. He who plays the Venu, the flute. Aravinda Dalayataksham. His akshar are like Arvind, like lotuses, like blooming lotuses. Barhavatamsam. He's always got this barha, this peacock feather as an ornament on his head. And Asita Ambuda Sundarangam. He's Sundar because he's got the color of blue clouds. And he's so beautiful ki Kandarpa is Cupid. Kandarpa Koti, millions of Cupid are getting attracted to this guy who's Krishna. We all get attracted to Cupid. But millions of Cupids are attracted to Krishna. Kandarpa Koti Kamaniya Vishesha Shobham. That Govindako I worship. Right? This is remember Brahma Samhita was written by Brahmaji when he saw Krishna. Right? So in that ecstasy, Brahmaji has written everything about Krishna, and it's a beautiful verse to read. Right? So this abode of all auspicious qualities, all pure virtues, right? This person who is so divine, Lord of, what do you say? Venkata Chala. Right? So this Venkat, this one who's so beautiful, I offer my namaskar to him. Suprabhatam, early in the morning. Right? See, we all have to, if you think of Krishna, right, you have to be able to see his forms. Right? Now, when you are in love, right, you crave to see your lover. And your lover has a personality. Right? That personality is what attracts you. So we must know Krishna's personality. Alola Chandrakala Sadvana Malya Vamshi Ratnangadam Pranaya Keli Kala Vilasam Shamam Tribhanga Lalitam Niyata Prakasham Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. So Brahma Samhita has so many verses. They say Alola Chandra Kalasad. He's wearing this beautiful moon-shaped locket. Right? He's got a Vanamal and he's got a Vamshi. Vanamal, the forest garland, and a flute. Right? Ratnangadam, his jewels. See, we wear jewelry because the jewelry makes us beautiful. But when Krishna wears jewelry, Krishna makes the jewelry more beautiful. Right? Just think of how gorgeous these verses are. This Sham Sundar, Tribhanga, and he's never standing straight. He's got these three bends and at his neck and at his waist when his legs are crossed over. This Sham Sundar, who's got his leelas going on all the time. It is this Sham Sundar that I am in love with. Right? So when I think of him like this, to me, he's the most beautiful, the most gorgeous, the most adorable, the most merciful person. Right? And when I feel that, then I experience complete bliss. Then I can take his shelter because I know कि he is so supreme. Right? एकदम अंदर से I experience the happiness. So my request to all of you, you must know one or two verses by heart which describe Krishna's beauty. Okay, in my Bhagavad class also we're doing one verse from the Bhagavad. One or two verses, find them, fall in love with those verses, and through the words that Acharyas have written in those verses, you will fall in love with God. Right? So Naam, you should have some special names that you like. All of us don't have to like the same prayers. Right? All of us can like different Naam of Bhagwanji. So you should have Naam that you absolutely are in love with. You should have Roop that you're in love with. And then there are Leelas. Hajaro Leelas he's had. Right? He's Govardhan Dhari. He's Madhu Sudan, Madhu ko marne wale. He's Makhan Chor. He's Partha Sarthi, Arjun के जो सारथी बने. He's Murli Manohar, जो सबका मन हरते हैं with his मुरली. He's रणछोड़, है ना, जो भाग गए थे रणभूमि से. राधा के नाथ, जगन्नाथ, नंद नंदन, यशोदा नंदन, देवकी नंदन. Right? He's Sakshi Gopal. He's Dwarkadhish. Endless Leelas. If you look at his names, so many of his names actually convey a complete Leela. Right? So this person who's done so many Leelas, how can he not be a person? Right? So if I am an impersonalist, I don't get these flavors. Right? I'm also trying to worship. I'm also trying to meditate. But I'm trying to meditate on the void. I'm trying to meditate on a red dot. And that does not give me andar ki khushi. Right? So Arjun has asked कि भगवान आप ही बताओ who is better, Bhakta or Jnani? And so we'll see in the second verse Krishna responds. Please repeat. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha मय्यावेशमनो ये माम् नित्ययुक्ता उपासते श्रद्धया परयोपेतास् ते मे युक्ततमा मताः. So Krishna very clearly says, those who fix their man on me and who are always doing my upasana with great shraddha, with great faith, in my opinion, these guys, right, the bhaktas, the personalists, they are the best. Okay? But what about the impersonalists, the jnanis? So next two verses, Krishna is talking about the jnanis. Please remember, Krishna welcomes everybody. Right? Whatever way we want to reach him, he open arms say he welcomes us. Okay? So let's see what he says about the jnanis in verses 3 and 4. Please repeat. Ye tvaksharam anirdeshyam avyaktam paryupasate sarvatra gam achintyam cha kutastham achalam dhruvam सन्नियम्येन्द्रियग्रामम् सर्वत्र समबुद्धयः ते प्राप्नुवन्ति मामेव सर्वभूतहिते रताः.
But those who fully worship the unmanifested, that which lies beyond the perception of the senses, the all-pervading, inconceivable, unchanging, fixed and immovable, the impersonal conception of the absolute truth, by controlling the various senses and being equally disposed to everyone, such persons engaged in the welfare of all at least achieve me.
At last achieve me. Okay?
Sorry,
So first Krishna said कि worshipping the personal form is the best. Correct? Very straight and simple he said that. Now he clarifies कि look, I am not rejecting the jnanis. Those who devote themselves to Brahman worship, they will also attain Brahman. They will attain Brahman. Ved Vyas has very clearly said कि we can all realize God in three different ways. Brahman, Paramatma and Bhagwan. If we are a Brahman upasak, then we will meet him as Brahman. If we are Paramatma upasak, then we will understand him as Paramatma. And if we are Bhagwan upasak, then for us he will be Bhagwan. Ye yatha mam prapadyante tam stataiva bhajamyaham. In whatever way people surrender, I reciprocate accordingly. So anybody who worships me, each and every one of them, whether they are bhakta or jnani or karmi, Krishna promises that you will reach me, there is no doubt. Okay? So what Krishna is saying in the third and fourth verse is that those who do not directly worship me but are trying to achieve the same goal by an indirect process, they will also reach me only. If you look at the third verse, these people, they are basically saying, the Brahmavadis are saying that Brahman has 8 qualities. Okay, look at the qualities. Aksharam, he never falls down. So, do we say that our Krishna falls down? No. So, Krishna is also Aksharam. Anirdeshyam, somebody who is not fixed in one desh. He is everywhere. Do we agree that Krishna is also everywhere? Yes. Avyaktam. They say he does not have a form. That is our only word of argument. We say कि भगवान की इच्छा, उनको फॉर्म लेना है तो वो ले लेते हैं, नहीं फॉर्म लेना है तो नहीं लेते हैं, राइट? और जो फॉर्म चाहिए he is able to take. So we as personalists only don't agree with one thing, कि he is avyakta. We say he is very much vyakta. He does whatever he feels like. He wants to come as half lion, half man, he comes. He wants to come as a kurma, he comes. He wants to come as a fish, he comes. Right? He comes as Ram, he comes as Balram, he comes as Parshuram, he comes as छोटा सा Brahman. Right? Bali Maharaj के सामने कौन गए थे? Vaman Dev. You're on mute, Subbalakshmi. Yes, Vaman Dev, right? So essentially he can come in whatever form he wants. So avyakta is the only word that personalists do not agree with. Next, sarvatragam. He's all pervading. Of course, God is all pervading. Just as the rays of the sun reach everywhere, Krishna is also everywhere. वही तो हुआ था ना हिरण्यकशिपु का. Is God in this pillar? मारा तो नरसिम्हा जी निकले. Right? So we agree he's sarvatragam. Achintyam. He's inconceivable. His greatness is inconceivable. He's everything that I imagine him to be and more. कूटस्थम. कूटस्थम मतलब वो बदलते ही नहीं है. उनका ग्रेटनेस जो है वो कभी खत्म नहीं होगा या कम नहीं होगा. राइट? Even if you remove some greatness from him, he's still super great. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. ये इतने पूर्ण हैं कि when we remove some, he's still complete. Right? How much ever we keep taking away from God, he will still have the entire stock. Then Achalam. They believe that he's Achal. Right? He's immovable. Right? Brahman is Achalam is what they say, because they think this Prakriti is going to stay the way it is. But Prakriti is ever changing. Right? Dhruvam. They say is very fixed. So they give you these qualities of Brahman, but we have to know that God is definitely with a form. Okay? With a form if that is what he desires, without a form if that is what he desires. Just think about it. No, we are chota human beings, and in us we have both the forms. We are formless because our soul is formless, and yet we have a form because we've taken on this body. Right? So we can be Vyakta and Avyakta. How can we limit God to saying he's only Avyakta? Right? But people who do Brahman Upasana, they believe that God has no form. And because they believe that God has no form, what do they do? What do the Jnanis do? Is verse number 4. Which luckily Bhakta does not have to do too much of. Look at verse number 4. Sanniyam yendriya gramam, which means Indriya gramam. All the Indriyas, the whole city of Indriya, senses that we have. Right? Our कर्मेंद्रियज, our ज्ञानेंद्रियज, our मन, इस सब को उनको संयम में लाना होता है. So the first thing a jnani has to do is control all his senses. Right? Second, sarvatra samabuddhayah. He has to be equal to everybody around him. Now, does that mean we don't have to do this? We also have to do it. Only thing is, instead of completely controlling our senses, we start devoting our senses towards God. What does a jnani say? He says, I'm going to shut my eyes because I don't want to see anything beautiful and get distracted. Whereas what we say is, with open eyes, I will look at everything and appreciate how beautiful everything is that God has created. I don't have to shut off my ears. I can listen to beautiful katha, beautiful kirtan. Right? I don't have to stop reading. I can read the right literatures. I don't have to stop eating. I can make delicious food, offer it as prasad, offer it as bhog to God and then take it as prasad. So it is much easier for us. Okay, we also have to work towards इंद्रियों को संयम में लाओ. That does not mean कि आज से 4 मिठाइयाँ बनाओ, भगवान को भोग लगा के उस पे मजे करते रहो. No, we also have to essentially come to a point where we are able to control our indriya, but it's much easier for us. Right? So Krishna says, Te prapnuvanti mameva. They will also achieve me because sarva bhuta hite rataha. They are also engaged in sabka hit, sabka welfare. The jnani, by doing this, सब इंद्रियों को कंट्रोल में लाओ, सबके साथ समभाव रखो, सबका वेलफेयर करो, they will definitely achieve me. Okay? Because their goal is very, very good. Their goal is to reach me, so they will reach me. But Krishna says, look at the 5th verse. It's so sweet. Please repeat. Klesho adhikatarastesham avyakta sakta chetasam avyakta hi gatir dukkham देहवद्भिरवाप्यते.
For those whose minds are attached to the unmanifested, impersonal feature of the Supreme, advancement is very troublesome. To make progress in that discipline is always difficult for those who are embodied.
For those who are embodied. We are embodied, right? Our soul has taken on a body. So we are called embodied. Do we understand that? Okay. So for us, for people, for souls who have taken on a body, this Jnani ka path, Krishna is saying, is very, very difficult. Klesh. Look at the first line. Klesh adhika tarastesham. There's too much klesh. There's too much trouble on this path because avyakta sakta chetasam. You are trying to get attracted to something that is avyakta, to something that does not have a form, to something that is not visible. Right? So avyakta hi gatir dukkham. That path of reaching somebody that has no form is very, very full of dukkha, trouble, misery, because you have a form. Now, because we have a form, we identify with people, with things that have a form. Right? When I say Sonal, I know how Sonal looks. Right? I'm not looking for Sonal's soul. I will never be able to find it. Because from a known concept, I move to the unknown. I know how the body looks. And therefore, when I connect with Sonal ka soul, I connect through the body. Right? We all have a body, and Krishna is telling us ki Baba, if you want to find me through Jnana Marg, I'm telling you ki yes, you will be able to reach me, but I'm warning you ki the path is very, very difficult. Because ye Sanyam mein lana na, all the senses are like very naughty children. Right? The senses want to keep running here and there. The senses are rebellious. The senses are very, very stubborn. Right? And we all know how hard it is to control naughty children. Right? We can't control naughty children zabardasti se. Right? If any of you have had kids like mine, then you know कि भाई naughty बच्चों को you can't zabardasti बिठाओ. But there's one thing you can do. You can give them better engagement. Correct? You can give them something that's more interesting, something that's more attractive. So senses also, you can't say कि मैं बंद कर दूंगी, मैं आंखें बंद कर दूंगी, मैं देखूंगी नहीं. I can give my eyes better engagement. परम दृष्ट्वा निवर्तते. अगर बच्चा डॉग बिस्किट खाने के लिए जिद कर रहा है तो गिव हिम एन ओरियो. प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व्ड. है ना? When you're निर्विशेषवादी और you're शून्यवादी, है ना, कि नहीं कुछ है ही नहीं, I'm just going to focus on nothing, that becomes very, very hard. Instead, get that beautiful Shyam Sundar ka form in front of you. Becomes so delightful. Right? Give your mind a beautiful, charming, attractive form to meditate on, and it's so easy to meditate on him. In case of the formless, the mind has to focus on nothing. What is nothing? Right? Because we have a form, we like everything to be tangible. Right? That is why we have murti. That is why we have photo frames. Right? Because it's easy to relate to something that's tangible. Okay? Always understand that Bhagwan ke paas jaane ke liye na, there are two different ways. Sorry, Sonal, you had a question?
Not exactly a question. I just I used to read fiction books. तो जब उसमें किसी कैरेक्टर को बहुत प्रॉपरली डिफाइन किया होता था एंड इट यूज्ड टू क्रिएट अ पिक्चर इन फ्रंट ऑफ मी, सो आई कुड कनेक्ट टू द कैरेक्टर एंड आई कुड कंप्लीट द होल बुक.
करेक्ट.
अभी रिसेंट में एक दो बुक्स खरीदी, उसमें आई कांट एक्चुअली फ्रेम की कैसा दिख रहा होगा या कैसी दिख रही होगी, एंड दोस बुक्स नेवर गॉट कंप्लीटेड. सो प्रोबेबली दैट इज kind of analogy.
Absolutely. See, simple, no? If you tell me ki Varsha, my sister's coming, please go pick her up. I want to help. I really want to go pick up your sister. I want to help you in whatever way I can. But if you're not going to give me details, है ना, कि how does your sister look? Where is she coming from? Is she coming by flight? Is she coming by train? Is she coming by bus? What time is she coming? If you don't give me details about your sister, I can be out from 5 in the morning to midnight. But will I be able to get your sister home? No. So when I say focus on nothing, if I don't have information, it becomes very, very difficult. And like you said, you're going to drop that halfway through. Right? But if I have information, कि पता है वो दिल्ली से आ रही है, she's going to land at the Pune airport at 12 o'clock. Right? She looks just like me. She has long straight hair. She's wearing glasses. She's probably wearing a pink kurta today. Right? So easy, right? I'll go there at the right time. I'll pick her up and I'll drop her to your house. So that is why Shunyavadi, right, Nirvishesh, becomes very, very difficult. Right? Whereas a form and details about that form makes it very, very easy. So the difference that I was talking about is in spirituality, they always talk about two things, Markat Kishore Nyay and Manzar Kishore Nyay. Markat is a monkey. So Markat Kishore is the baby of a monkey. And Manzar is a cat. So cat ka baby, kitten. In दोनों का फर्क क्या है? Right? Now, baby monkey का जो हालत है, he needs to hold on to his mother tight. His mother doesn't care at all. Okay? Mother keeps jumping from one branch to another. The onus, the responsibility of clinging on tightly to the mother is on the baby. And if the baby cannot hold on tight, baby falls. Okay? Whereas the kitten, Manzar Kishore jo hai, that kitten ka, she's ekdam bindast. Because the mother takes the responsibility of holding the kitten in her mouth. The mother picks her up and takes her from one place to another. And because the mother has taken responsibility, the mother very delicately picks her up from, the neck, lifts her and takes her. दोनों बच्चे हैं, दोनों की माएँ हैं, right? लेकिन एक कितना परेशान और एक कितना बिंदास. Right? That is the difference between a Jnani and a Bhakt. Both of them have the Supreme Father. But a Jnani is like that baby monkey. Right? He is taking the whole responsibility himself. हम होंगे कामयाब. मैं अपने बल पे निर्गुण निर्विशेषवादी निराकार को पहुंचूंगा. Right? वो जिद है मेरी. There's nobody to help. Bhakt is bindast. Bhakt says, यार गलती भी कर दूंगा ना तो वही माफ करेगा. Right? Because Bhakt has developed that kind of confidence in that Supreme Lord. That kind of strength. I don't want to, make mistakes. I don't want to consciously say, I'll make mistakes and I'll chant and he'll forgive me. No, I don't take advantage of God. But what do? I have faith. I have complete assurity. I will do my best. He will take care of the rest. Right? I understand that he is an ocean of compassion. 10th chapter, the Chaturshloki Gita, everybody must know, especially that 11th verse. Tesham evanukampartham. Anukampa artham. God will always show anukampa. He will always shower his mercy on me. Right? So, Bhakt jo hai, he gets help from God himself. Whereas for Jnani, he has to get into this Tivra Vairagya. Apne aap se he has to develop this strong sense of detachment. We're living in this material world. We're constantly associating with material people, material things. Right? Material energy is all around us. It is very, very difficult for us to focus on something जिसका ना हमें नाम पता है, ना qualities पता है, ना आकार पता है. Right? For a Bhakt, it is very easy. There are so many descriptions of that beautiful Lord. Last week for, the 2-3 people who attended, we did this Madhubhaiya story. It is so easy that Gopal could find Madhubhaiya because his mother had described Madhubhaiya to him. Right? Bhakti is very, very easy because even if I am crying for dog biscuits, I am getting Oreos. Right? So Bhakti always gives us the higher taste. Eyes can take darshan, ears can listen to Katha and Kirtan, tongue eats prasad. Right? Tongue chants, tongue sings, I'm telling you, one day one day or Ekadashi ka din, come to the temple. Then you will know why God has given you this tongue. Right? So in bhakti, there is little scope for our senses to wander. Right? In fact, जैसे जैसे भक्ति में अंदर डूबोगे, वैसे वैसे you'll start feeling कि यार टाइम ही कम पड़ रहा है मुझे, है ना. अभी तो भगवत गीता फिनिश करनी है, इतने सारे श्लोक सीखने हैं, इसके बाद भागवत पढ़ना है, इसके बाद चैतन्य चरितामृत पढ़ना है. There is so much to do, right? And everything makes me happy. I want to do it. But for a jnani, klesho adhikataras tesham. There is too much trouble. Adhik klesh. Right? So in fact, Krishna gets so excited that he continues to tell us how simple bhakti is in the next two verses. Okay? We'll do verses 6 and 7. Please repeat. Ye tu sarvani karmani मयि सन्न्यस्य मत्पराः अनन्येनैव योगेन मां ध्यायन्त उपासते तेषाम् अहं समुद्धर्ता मृत्युसंसारसागरात् भवामि न चिरात् पार्थ मय्यावेशितचेतसाम्.
But those who worship me, giving up all their activities unto me, being devoted to me without deviation, engaged in devotional service and always meditating upon me, having fixed their minds upon me, O son of Partha, for them I am the, O son of Pritha, for them I am the swift deliverer from the ocean of birth and death.
Thank you. See how wonderful it is. Okay. Okay. In the previous verse, we just saw klesho adhikataras tesham. For a jnani, the klesh is too much because on his own, he has to focus on Lord all the time. So that path is full of dukkha. In this verse, Krishna says, कि look, if there is a guy, वो क्या करता है? ये तो सर्वाणी कर्माणि मयि सन्न्यस्य मत्पराः. He has done only one thing. He has said कि भाई मैं जो भी कर्म कर रहा हूं वो सब मैं आपके हवाले कर रहा हूं, मैं आपका शेल्टर ले रहा हूं. Right? So that person who does nothing else but does ananya bhakti, he with full dhyan, he focuses on me because he believes कि यार this is the person that I'm in love with. Right? So what does he do? He's eating prasad, he's chanting Nam, right? He's offering all his karma. He's going about his regular karma the way everybody else does, right? But in his mind, he's not getting attached to anything. In his house, he has that altar and he knows that the house belongs to those deities and I'm under their shelter, right? So this person, for him, do you know what I do? Look at the last 4 lines, okay? Verse number 7. Again, an amazing verse that we should always keep in mind. He says, for that person, what I do is, Tesham aham samuddharta. मैं आता हूं उसका उद्धार करने के लिए. Okay? मृत्यु संसार सागरात. I pull him, मैं उसका उद्धार उसको कहां से निकाल के करता हूं? ये मृत्यु संसार का जो सागर है, from this ocean of birth and death, I come and pick him up. I lift him out of this. And when do I come? Bhavami na chirat partha. Oh Parth, I don't waste any time. I come very, very quickly. Mai aveshita chetasam, because his chetana is completely fixed on me. So all that we have to do is our mind should be on Krishna. You know, Satyavati Mataji used to share this beautiful picture. There's a large ocean, a man is drowning, right? And then he raises his hand. Krishna has come on his Garud and is picking him up, right? It's a poster that we see in a lot of places, right? Think about it. Just try and visualize this. We are drowning in this Mrityu Samsar ka Sagar. Right? In this massive ocean, we are drowning. We may be expert swimmers, right? But when we are in the deep ocean, after some time, हाथ पांव मारने की ताकत भी चली जाती है, right? We are in that deep ocean, it's full of sharks, the waves are hitting very, very hard. We cannot save ourselves. We are drowning. We are gasping for breath. And then, knowing कि nothing else can help us, what do? हाथ ऊपर. As soon as we do हाथ ऊपर, गरुड़ पे बैठ के immediately he comes to rescue us. Right? That is how merciful he is. He takes the responsibility himself. It is not our responsibility to get out of the sagar. He is taking responsibility. Right? Always remember, अगर समुद्र में गिर गए, it is very, very hard to save ourselves. But if somebody comes and picks us up from above, then it's very easily possible for us to get rescued. So the Lord picks up his devotee from this material existence. All we have to do is our Chaitana has to be with him. Krishna consciousness. We don't have to be in the temple 24 hours. We don't have to, go to different tirthas sthal all the time. Right? We don't have to do any of these externals. Chaitana, our consciousness needs to be invested in him. Okay, if our Chaitana is with him, then Bhavami na chirat. See how beautiful that is, na chirat, without wasting any time. अगर ध्यान करना है तुमको 12 साल तो ध्यान करना पड़ेगा, right? But if you're a bhakt, if your consciousness is with him, you don't have to wait many lifetimes. I always tell God, you made so many promises in your Bhagavad Gita, you better make this the last life. Right? Because he himself has said, Varsha na chirat. Without wasting any time, Bhavami, I will be coming to pick you out from this Mrityu Samsara Sagarat. Right? So you should be able to have this personal relationship with God. Believe me, the reason I didn't even start the 12th chapter last time, 12th chapter is called Bhakti Yoga. 20 verses. Okay? The first 7 verses are talking to us about, come on, become a personalist. Have faith in me. I will come and rescue you. Right? The next few verses that we will do next week give us so many options of reaching God. And then the last 8 verses are called Bhaktashtakam. Bhakt ke Ashtakam Bhagwan ga rahe hain. Please understand how amazing this is. We sing Damodar Ashtakam. We sing Madhur Ashtakam. We sing 88 verses that praise God. Correct? Here, God has sung Bhakta Ashtakam. If you have these simple qualities, then you will definitely come to me. So the 12th chapter, all of you must be knowing this. Normally, अगर बच्चों को गीता पढ़ा रहे हैं तो पहले 12वां अध्याय पढ़ा देते हैं, right? या फिर 15वां अध्याय पढ़ाते हैं. 12th chapter alone, if we do, it is enough for us to go back to God. Because he actually describes what we need to tweak in our personalities so that he will take us back home. Okay? So please don't miss the next 2 sessions. I would love for all of you to do the 12th chapter properly. So till next week, let's all focus on that beautiful personal form of Krishna, that beautiful nutcut, dark complexioned guy with curly hair, with yellow pitambar, with flute in hand, with peacock feather on his head, and delicate anklets on his feet. Granthrat Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai. Thank you all for joining. Yes.
This third and fourth, can you just revise so that...
The third and fourth verse?
Meanings.
Yes, of course. Oh, yes. ये त्वक्षरम, ये त्व अक्षरम. अक्षर मतलब जो कभी क्षर नहीं होता है, जो कभी खत्म नहीं होता है. क्षर होना मीन्स somebody जिसमें डिफेक्ट्स आ जाते हैं. अक्षर मीन्स somebody जिसमें कभी कोई डिफेक्ट नहीं आएगा, कभी खत्म नहीं होगा. अक्षर. Okay? अक्षय पात्र, remember? Something that never gets over. So, अक्षर. अनिर्देश्यम, जिसका कोई देश, place is not fixed. Okay? Anirdeshyam. Avyaktam, who's not vyakta, who's not visible in front of you. Vyakta is something that you can see. Right? Avyakta, something that you cannot see. Sarvatragam, somebody who is everywhere. He is in all places. right? He's not restricted to the temple. He's not restricted to your altar. He's not restricted to a tirthak sthal. He's everywhere, right? Then what? Aksharam, anirdesham, avyaktam, sarvatragam, achintyam. अचिंत्यम. तुम कितना भी समझो कि मुझे भगवान पूरा पूरा समझ में आ गए, नहीं समझ में आते. There's still something about him that you can't conceive, that you can't imagine. See, we have so many questions in bhakti also because it's achintya. How does this two-handed Krishna get four-handed form, get multiple-handed forms? Achintya. Can any human being do this? No. So inconceivable. Something beyond our imagination, okay, is achintyam. Then kutastham. Kutastham matlab jo kutastham means something that never changes. His superiority will never change. आज ये महान है, कल कोई और महान हो जाएगा. That does not happen. कुटस्थम, उनमें जितनी क्वालिटीज हैं वो कभी कम नहीं होंगे. He is Bhagavan. He is full of 6 bhagas, right? 6 opulences. He has all wealth, all beauty, all fame, all strength, all knowledge, and all renunciation. This will never change. Kutastham. He's full of all of it. He's complete. See, even when we study the other avatars, right? We say that Krishna has 64 qualities. Okay? Even Ramji, we say, has 60. Shivji has 55. Right? Brahmaji has, I think, about 50. And as human beings, we can aim to have, 0.1%, 0.5%, 1%. Right? So, 64 qualities जो complete जिसमें है कुटस्थम, that is the Supreme Lord. Okay? Then Achalam. चंचल नहीं है, आज इधर है कल उधर निकल गए. Wherever he goes, he's present everywhere. Okay, he's permanently situated everywhere. And dhruvam. Dhruvam means there is no doubt about all the aspects of God that we talk, that we imagine. Dhruvam, this is 100% guaranteed. जैसे ध्रुव तारा, absolute north. So Dhruv means absolute. Did you get the words? Yeah? All right. Thank you so much, everybody. Hare Krishna.